Welcome to In Frame Out's Year in Film, where we take stock of 12 months of spectacular cinema and unfortunate rubbish. Here we are at the final stretch of a fantastic year for film. There are so many worthy additions to this list that narrowly missed out on a place, and we'd love to hear from you about your favourites in the comments. For now, here are our top 5-ish best films of 2018. The push and pull of romance, ambition, and post-war political upheaval sings its song throughout Cold War, where love finds its feet in a stumbling, punishing waltz. It's a cinematic leitmotif. Romance repeats and recedes as two star-crossed lovers learn that the only thing more agonising than being apart is the pain of being together. It's all elegantly framed within grayscale static shots and the modest near square of a 4.3 aspect ratio, leaving the audience to linger without distraction. The closest analogue to Cold War is potentially Drake Dormimus' Like Crazy, but as a piece of art unto itself, this is beautiful, bittersweet, and overwhelmingly moving.
What the hell are you doing talking to Val for?
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't break the picket line, I just follow her on social media.
You could all be friends with Val still. She's like a really good person.
No, the fuck we can't. Okay. Fuck Val. And baby, unfollow Val in the medias.
Writers and lead actors David Diggs and Rafael Casal caught me completely off guard late in the year with this nerve-wracking and hysterically funny genre hybrid. It slips seamlessly between buddy comedy, socially conscious drama, and racially charged think piece as Blindspotting scratches away at just how easily appearances can deceive us all. Diggs and Casal have a lived-in chemistry that is above reproach. We don't just believe these characters, we know them. Systemic racism and gentrification aren't simple targets to be skewered, they're the bitter pill lodged in the throat. Blindspotting tries to dislodge it by laughing, screaming, and engaging in a discussion, and it does all of this better than any piece of cinema this year.
I don't eat this, I don't drink that, I don't...
If it's my life that you're describing, it's entirely up to you whether you choose to share it or not. If you don't wish to share that life, as apparently it's so disagreeable to you in every respect, why don't you just fuck off to back where you came from?
A waspish, gorgeous parade of slowly unfurling cruelties brush against the ephemeral warmth hidden amongst a life of quiet deaths. Leslie Manville is razor sharp as a barbed voice of reason, while Vicky Krieps tackles the unenviable task of making Daniel Day-Lewis appear meek with enigmatic aplomb. Special commendation to Johnny Greenwood's elegant and unobtrusive score that is sewn through the fabric of the film itself. If it all sounds a bit prim and proper for your taste, don't let the upper crust calluses and chilly glances fool you. This is Paul Thomas Anderson's funniest film since Boogie Nights, albeit with the restraint to simmer rather than explode. Alfonso Cuarón has always had an unimpeachable eye for long tracking sequences and meticulous shot composition. With Roma, he's managed to make these demanding displays of logistical direction feel wholly organic. More often than not, elaborate set pieces are relegated to the background, while character beats are kept front and centre. Captured by Cuarón's impossibly gorgeous black and white photography, the disenfranchised are elevated to leading roles in a cinematic world that carries on unaware. These subtle moments of joy and sadness are far more engaging than raging fires and rioting masses. This film exhales unvarnished sincerity from the shit-spattered driveway of a broken home to a simple embrace. By applying the mind-boggling technical virtuosity of Gravity to the small scale of Eu Mama Tambien, he's created Roma, an IMAX-sized snapshot of intimacy and the most compassionate film of the year.
Where was it?
Just some billing crap.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go see a movie.
Something changed with mainstream horror in the last few decades. Gone were the slow burns and quiet terror of the 70s and 80s, replaced with jump scares and fast food frights that, while not without occasional merit, lack that clotting, creeping fear that can only come from true audience engagement. Hereditary works so well not because it made me scared, although it did leave me shuddering in my seat in that regard. It works because it made me care. it's hard to praise without giving the game away for those who haven't seen it, so for those on the fence, Hereditary is a contemporary of the drip-fed fear found in The Witch, Rosemary's Baby, and Don't Look Now, and you should let it wash over you like a wave of dread. For those of you who have seen it, telephone pole, the corner of a bedroom, and...
Cleary said you were brutal.
I can be.
The moral facades of America are bludgeoned away by writer-director Lynn Ramsey and Joaquin Phoenix in a performance that leaves nothing on the table while barely saying a word. It shattered glass and sinew, repressed tears, and uncompromising resolve. One of the key strengths of the film is the sheer confidence of it. Opting for action over exposition and elliptical flashes of a life already lived rather than stop-and-chat storytelling, it's kaleidoscopic and savage. The primal force of the film extends to Joe Binney's editing and Johnny Greenwood's serpentine score, all of which round out an airtight 89 minutes of post-traumatic bloodletting. When it came down to picking a film of the year, all I asked myself was, what one film followed me home? What film challenges and respects both its audience and the economics of storytelling more than any other? In every regard, nothing this year came close to the brute force impact of You Were Never Really Here. That's why it's In Frame Out's Best Film of 2018. And there you have it, our top 5 films of 2018. Coming up next week, the 5 worst films of 2018. For our previous entries, check over at the channel, and once again, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is In Frame Out.